I don't think the interpretation has solved any problem. Instead, it has created a lot more of its problem. Among other things, for example, how far it would have retrospective effect, and then how far it would affect not only the two candidates who are now the subject of the judicial review, but other legislators. And it has been suggested that could even be 7 or 8 other legislators could be affected. And if other people or some people are going to take judicial review to unseat them, we will have series of judicial review, series of judicial proceedings. This is never ending, and at the same time, it would only mean that the legislature, the confrontation will be escalated. The social divisions will become even more serious, and I don't see really an end. If we continue to emphasize that the central government has power, power has to be used, if we continue to emphasize confrontation and not try to do some reconciliation, I cannot really see any future.
Will it help if there are further interpretations on the interpretation as some probation lawmakers suggested?
Well, it could only make things worse. The interpretation has already made very bad impact on the legal system, and if there's an interpretation on interpretation and then there will be further interpretation on interpretation, where will it lead to? This is not the way to solve a political problem.
Some suggest that the Hong Kong court may actually have the power to reject some of the interpretations suggested by the MPC, because the court will only have to accept interpretations that is in line with the basic law. Would that happen?
Well, anything could happen, and it does raise a whole range of other questions. To what extent this interpretation will be in conflict with other provisions? I think the court will have to make sense of the interpretation and make sure the interpretation could work, and any language, text would have its limitation. So inevitably, in applying the text, the court will have to address inconsistency with Hong Kong law, inconsistency with other provisions of the basic law. And there are issues which have not been addressed, there are issues which have not been tested, and all this will have to be sorted out in future.